Most people call it love because it feels intense, because it hurts, because they can't let go. But I need to say this clearly. If you can't function without someone, that is not love. That is an alarm. Love does not shrink your life. Love does not make you smaller, quieter, or constantly self-adjusting. Love does not keep you on edge, waiting, guessing, bracing yourself. What many people are actually attached to is not the person. It's the emotional roller coaster the relationship creates. That's where dependency begins. Dependency survives, not because something feels good, but because being without it feels unbearable. If the thought of separation creates panic, collapse, or fear of losing yourself, what's operating there is not love. It's a nervous system that has learned to regulate itself through another person. This is why so many people say, I wasn't even that happy, but without them I feel worse. Because the relationship wasn't a bond, it was a coping mechanism. In dependent relationships, love always comes with a cost. You have to wait to be chosen. You have to stay quiet to be kept. You have to give up parts of yourself so the connection doesn't break. Over time, you learn this belief. Being loved is exhausting. That's why these relationships feel so intense, so dramatic, so consuming. A lot of talking, a lot of breaking up and coming back. A lot of emotional highs and crashes, but no real growth. Because dependency doesn't move you forward. It keeps you in the same place. Ask yourself this honestly. Does this relationship expand my life, or does it just fill a void? Love does not fill voids. Love is shared between two people who already have ground beneath them. What fills voids is dependency. And no matter how spiritual, romantic, or poetic it sounds, dependency always ends in exhaustion. In love, you become calmer, clearer, more yourself. In dependency, you become strategic. You measure your words, you calculate your timing, you bend your boundaries to keep the connection alive. And here's the hardest truth. What you're dependent on is rarely the person. It's how important they make you feel. Chosen, special, central to someone's world. That's not love. That's hunger. Love doesn't put you at the center. Love stands next to you, not above you, not over you, not instead of you. If something in your life feels intense but leaves you smaller, that intensity is not depth. And I want to take this one step deeper. Because the most confusing part is this. Dependency can feel powerful. It can feel magnetic. It can feel impossible to walk away from. But power is not the same as safety. When you are in love, your center stays with you. Your mood doesn't rise and fall based on someone else's behavior. You don't disappear when they pull away. You don't lose yourself when the connection feels uncertain. In dependency, the center shifts. Your emotional balance moves outside of you. A message can calm you. Silence can destroy your day. Distance feels like danger. That is not intimacy. That is survival mode. And survival mode is very convincing. It tells you stories like, this is rare. This is intense because it's special. This hurts because it's real. But intensity is not proof of truth. Intensity is often just unregulated emotion. Healthy love does not need constant reassurance to exist. It does not need drama to stay alive. It does not need you to abandon yourself to feel meaningful. Dependency does. Dependency needs uncertainty. Because certainty would calm the system, and calm would feel unfamiliar. That's why calm relationships often feel boring at first. Not because they lack depth, but because your nervous system hasn't learned how to rest yet. And here's something most people don't want to hear. If chaos feels like chemistry to you, it's not because you love deeply. It's because you learned love in unstable conditions. Love that is healthy feels quiet, grounded, steady. It doesn't demand that you prove your worth. It doesn't test your loyalty. It doesn't make you afraid of being replaced. And yes, it might feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable at first. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It often means new. The moment you stop confusing anxiety with attraction, everything changes. You stop chasing people who keep you guessing. You stop romanticizing emotional pain. You stop calling survival passion. And you start asking a different question. Do I feel more like myself here or less? Because love always brings you closer to who you are. Dependency pulls you away from yourself. And once you see that difference clearly, you can't unsee it. You don't have to force yourself to leave. You don't have to convince yourself to detach. The attachment loosens on its own when you stop calling it love. Because love never requires you to disappear in order to stay. And here is where everything comes together. Because this is not about labeling your past relationships as wrong. It's about understanding what was actually happening inside you. Many people stay attached not because they are weak, but because no one ever taught them the difference between connection and dependency. Dependency says, I need you to feel okay. Love says, I choose you and I'm still okay without you. Dependency tightens. Love allows space. Dependency keeps asking, am I enough? Love quietly answers, yes. If being with someone costs you your peace, your clarity, your sense of self, that cost is too high, no matter how intense the bond feels. Love does not require suffering to be real. Love does not need you to lose yourself to be meaningful. Love does not demand that you stay small so the connection can survive. And this matters because many people are not afraid of being alone. They are afraid of meeting themselves without distraction. So they hold on to relationships that hurt because pain feels familiar while calm feels empty. But calm is not empty. Calm is space. And space is where real connection grows. If something in this spoke directly to you, don't rush to judge yourself. Awareness is already a shift. You don't need to force yourself to change. You don't need to cut anyone off dramatically. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to stop calling anxiety love. Stop calling attachment destiny. Stop calling survival passion. Because once you see the truth, your nervous system slowly learns a new language. A language where love feels safe, where connection feels steady, where you don't disappear to belong. And that kind of love doesn't trap you. It lets you stay whole. If you want to explore this work more deeply, and this isn't just something you want to listen to, but something you're ready to work through, you can send me a message. I work individually and only with people who are truly ready. And if not, that's okay too. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But don't ignore the part of you that recognized itself here.